says we're live.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Hello, world.
So who wants to start the first quiz? Who wants to do it first?
We can all just go through it. Question 3. Researchers would like to determine if reviewing material consistently within an hour after class helps students perform better on exams than if students wait to review material the day before the exam. To answer this question, the researchers are trying to determine if an observational study or an experiment would be more appropriate. They are discussing who the population would be and how they will determine which sampling method will best represent the population. Which of the 5 steps of the statistical process are the researchers currently applying? I would say design the study.
Yes.
Yep.
Chase, I just saw your little text message. Okay. We can all just, whenever we want, just do the next question. Whoever wants to, just jump in.
All right. A researcher has collected the results of a survey where the participants were asked how many hours of TV they watch each day. The researcher tallies the frequencies for each category and computes the mean number of hours watched. She then creates a histogram to help illustrate the overall distribution. Which of the 5 steps of the statistical process did the researcher apply? It would be describing data, wouldn't it? Or would it be?
Yeah, I think it would be describing the data.
Yeah, since it goes to the histogram, I think it's describe.
Yeah, because it's not really telling what they think it's telling what they collected. We'll do the next one. Mumbai, India is a quickly growing city of importance in its own global economy. A marketing research firm has been asked by a prominent fast food restaurant to help determine if the citizens of Mumbai would support this fast food business. From a list of all registered taxpayers, 3,000 names were randomly selected. Each individual on the list is mailed a brief questionnaire. The research 1,049 responses. The population is citizens, isn't it? Isn't it everyone? The subjects would be who responded, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it would be the citizens.
The citizens of Mumbai.
To find out.
Yeah, we'll find out if we're wrong, won't we?
Mm-hmm. Okay. We're on 6, right? Yeah. Mumbai, India is a quickly growing city of importance. What did we just? Okay. In its own country as well as the global economy. A marketing research firm has been asked by a prominent fast food restaurant to help determine if the citizens of Mumbai would support this fast food business. From a list of all registered taxpayers, 3,000 names are randomly selected. Each individual on the list is mailed a brief questionnaire. The researchers receive 1,049 responses. The sample is...
It would be the 1,049 who respond.
Yeah.
Yeah, that responded, yeah.
Yep, that is the sample.
7. Studies have shown that retention of classroom materials can drop as low as 58% within 15 minutes of class and within 44% after the first hour of class. This forgetting curve continues so that within 6 days, only 25% is remembered. How can a student conquer this forgetting curve? The researchers in this study claim that constant review is important. Suppose your teacher wanted to test this and invited you to participate in a study where you were asked to review specific material 15 minutes after class for 10 minutes, an hour after class for 10 minutes, and then 2 days after class for 10 minutes. Your teacher then gives you a short 10-question quiz where your score out of 10 is recorded. What type of data is your teacher collecting? Quantitative or categorical?
Let's say quantitative, wouldn't it be? Let me see. Suppose your teacher wanted to test this and invited you to participate, so where you were asked to review specific material 15 minutes after class for 10 minutes. Now after class for 10 minutes, and then 2 days after. Then gives you a short.
So she's using numbers, but is it to test like her theory of like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Suppose your teacher wanted to test this.
I think it's quantitative because she's recording your scores, and the category would be putting you in what percentage you remembered.
That's true. I think you're right.
Quantitative also says that you use arithmetic to figure things out.
Yeah, I think it's quantitative too.
Because categorical says that it can be considered as categories.
And there would be no category for that, really, would it?
Well, if they put them into percentages, I don't know.
I'll just put quantitative, and if it's wrong, we'll know.
Well, no, it's categorical.
Yeah.
Quantitative, but
yeah,
just seeing what everyone else thought.
Yeah. Do you want to do this one, Chase? Number 8.
So, let's see. So it's pretty much the same question as last time. So the change to the question would be, after the 6th day, your teacher asks you if you feel confident that you have retained at least 50% of the material. You then record your responses: yes, no, not sure. What type of data is your teacher collecting? I feel that one could be categorical.
Yeah, definitely.
Same.
Especially if they did more than one student like that.
Okay, question 9. Okay, I'm just going to skip down to that one part. Suppose your teacher wanted to test this and invited you to participate in a study. Your teacher also selects a group to give no review to the material over the 6 days. This group is called the control group, yes?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No. All right, question 10.
Okay, then which of the following would be okay.
You can go for it.
Go ahead, Cammie.
Okay. Which of the following would be considered an experimental design? The telephone poll asking people about whether or not they vaccinate their children, administering the tuberculosis vaccination to one group and giving a placebo to another, a census, a mailed survey asking people whether or not they received the tuberculosis vaccine. experimental design.
Wouldn't it be administering the tuberculosis vaccine?
Yeah, it'd be administering, because in an experiment, there's action. You're actually doing something, not just watching or not just asking, but you're actually doing something.
Yeah. That's kind of weird wording on that one.
Some of them I think are weird wording.
Yeah, this class 100% tries to get you to fail with the wording. Like, you have to look at every single word and make sure that you don't, because just the smallest detail, it'll get you.
Yeah.
Were
the tests brutal?
I thought they were super hard for me. I'm not really good at taking tests, so it was hard.
It depended.
What?
It depended. I took this class before, but last time I took it, my instructor was from like Taiwan, and he had us use this special SPSS program instead of Excel, so it was all super complicated, so I died.
So does this class not use SPSS? It's just Excel, or it will use? I was so confused on that.
I think this one just uses Excel because the instructor said you didn't have to buy SPSS. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Going back and forth between that was like brutal.
Mm-hmm. It definitely was.
I signed up to take this class in the summer, and the same thing. They said, yeah, don't use the other one, just use Excel. I just took it for the first like 4 days because I thought, oh, I'll just bust this out in 7 weeks. And then you have to meet with your class 4 times a week and do 4 lessons a week. And it was like, yeah, I will have no summer. So I dropped it after 4 days. Yeah, it was so intense. I don't know how anybody got through it in the summer, but people did. But yeah, but they used Excel for the summer one too. So wow. I know, I just thought I will not be alive at the end of this. So I was like, yeah, it's not worth it.
I feel you.
Okay, 11. In a study to determine the average wage of working people in Mumbai, which of the following would be the best sample? Determine the average wage of working people. Okay, every 10th worker, so that you meet as you travel in the streets, all of the workers in one working district, many randomly selected workers in each of the several working districts of Mumbai, or all female workers. I'd see many random selected workers.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
You guys, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
We'll do 12. You want to become the next Jonas Salk and produce a vaccine that will help cure the children of respiratory syncytial virus, RSV. You test the vaccine and compare it to the placebo and randomly choose one group of children to take the vaccine and one group to take the placebo. What or who are the experimental units or subjects? The vaccine, or not the vaccine, wait.
Would be the children who take the vaccine or the placebo. So they're the ones that we're testing things on.
Or are you testing the vaccine though?
Well, it's asking about the experimental.
I think it is the children, but for some reason also I think it's
test the vaccine and compare it to a placebo.
From what it says, it sounds like they're testing the vaccine, not testing, like, because they're testing it on children, but they're testing the vaccine itself.
Okay, that's what I was thinking would be the vaccine and the placebo.
I would say let's do the vaccine and placebo. That's not it. We'll know to change it.
We'll see what you mean by that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tricky wording.
Because the only thing that throws me off is the last sentence where it talks about subjects. But then it uses experimental units, so it's like, oh, it could be both. I hate math.
Same.
What or who are the experimental units? What or who are the experimental?
I think it is the
If you look at the
vaccine.
homework,
I
like the
think
answer key
it's.
is
What'd you say, Tammy?
So I would probably say again the vaccine and placebo, just because the question or the scenario says you test the vaccine and compare it to a placebo and randomly choose a group of children.
Yeah, let's do the vaccine and placebo. If it's not that, we know it's the children.
Come here. Nike, come here.
They just make the vaccine sound more like the subject.
Yeah.
They don't talk about the children and what kind of groups they are. They talk more about the vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
I could be
Well, what
wrong.
they're really testing is the vaccine. They're not really testing children. That's just who they're using. So I don't know.
Okay, who's gonna do 13?
Well, I just read it, and now I'm not so sure about the last one.
the
You
same
want to become the vaccines to
what are the
produce the vaccine.
Does it ask what are the treatments?
Great.
the vaccine and the placebo are the treatments.
Oh, so we're thinking it's the vaccine and the placebo. So maybe the last one is the subject would be the children then, right?
Well, then
So
again,
the last one.
the definition of a treatment is what you administer to change it. So, could it be the virus?
Well, it's the number of incidences of the virus, not the virus itself, just how much it happened.
Okay, I could see that.
So that's what they're.
I think,
Test the vaccine.
yeah, I think we're good with 12 being the children and 13 being the vaccine and the placebo. We'll see how that works.
Okay.
All right, I got 14.
Okay.
In 92, the U.S. government supported a study that was run for 15 years, where 4,608 low-income families were given a chance to move to less impoverished areas. They distributed vouchers and provided various support systems. The researchers wanted to determine if getting people out of poor neighborhoods would reduce the poverty level of U.S. citizens. For low-income families, they're randomly assigned to one of the following three groups. One, the MTO Low Poverty Voucher Group, which receives Section 8 certificates or vouchers usable only in low poverty areas with less than 10% of the population below the poverty line, along with counseling and assistance to find a private unit to lease. Two, the Traditional Voucher Group, which received regular Section 8 certificates or vouchers, geographically unrestricted, and ordinary briefings and assistance from the PHA's, local public housing authorities. Three, the control group, which received no certificates or vouchers, but remained eligible for public or project-based housing and other social programs to which families would otherwise have been entitled. The study was a observational study, experiment, or neither. I think it's definitely an experiment.
Yeah, because I handed stuff out.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yay, a matching question.
I would say experimental because, I mean, in this situation, they're giving them different services. But they could be giving them different medication. It could have been different. So to me, it seems like it would be an experiment.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So the last question is just to match the following.
So step 1 is design the study, right?
I don't know if your guys is in the same order as mine, because mine goes step 2, 3, 5, 1, 4.
They're all different.
Yeah.
So step 1 is design the
Nice.
study, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just find step 1 and then do design the study. And then step 2, collect data.
Correct.
Step 3,
Is describe.
Describe.
make
Inferences and then take action.
All right. I am going to submit the quiz, and then I'll let you guys know if there's any that we need to go in and fix. Being slow.
I almost feel like we need a drum roll.
Oh, we got 100%.
Yay!
Yep, everyone can turn theirs in.
Awesome.
Sweet. Okay, well, I don't know if this is the same structure as my last class now, but I will go and post this in the group discussion thing. Last semester, we didn't have to do anything with it. We just had to put it there. So we'll see what we have to do this time. But
It says that you have to post a link and then list everybody's names.
yeah. Sweet.
And then that's all you have to do.
Awesome.
Just before we go, I have a question. What's the difference between stratified sampling and cluster sampling? I can't tell the difference.
What was your question again?
The cluster is like if you had like, this is how I had to figure it out because I had them backwards. But the cluster is if you have like 100 hospitals and you're going to just grab like 10 of them and you're going to just randomly grab 10 and just do a study on those 10. The stratified is if it's like in categories, like you're going by like age or like just women or just men. Does that make sense? I understand the cluster is like it's all like the same. Let's say you're going to do all farms. So it's all the same thing, but then you randomly grab from those to kind of do a study. Okay. And the stratified is more like it's all categories. So if it's, you're going to do people that are, you're going to do it all according to age or all according to sex or something like that.
So if we
Does that seem right, you guys?
So if we stick with the farm thing, so cluster sampling on the 100 farms to study, and the stratified would be picking the farms that are run by women versus run by men and studying just one of those groups. Is that right?
Yeah, what I got is like the stratified one because I think it's confusing too. But like the example that they give for the cluster is it says a Johns Hopkins University researcher surveys all cardiac patients in each of the 30 randomly selected hospitals. So there's like, 30 hospitals and you're just going to grab patients from those 30. But the stratified one, it says a dietitian had partitioned people into age categories. So they put people in age and then they did a sample of pulling from those different ages. I think it's really confusing, actually.
Yeah.
But that's
Well, just
kind of
kinda like
how I
you
got
said.
it.
The stratified is all about what category, so male, female, age, that kind of thing, and the cluster is just big groups. That's the way I
Okay.
think about it.
Yeah.
Cluster is big group.
It's a
Okay.
good way to
Or
remember it.
random.
Yeah.
Well, the way that
Yeah, that's a
it's
good way
defined
to look at it.
in the preparation quiz, it says that subjects are put into groups that hopefully represent the population. That's the cluster. Then the stratified is specific.
All
If
right.
that makes sense.
Yes, that makes sense. Thanks.
Sweet.
I just exited out of it.
If we do have struggles as we go along, which we probably will, I think we can. Do you guys understand this, right? That we can ask like the TA to actually sit in on our class to help us. Is that correct?
Yeah, so the TA is supposed to randomly be in one of our classes or a couple of our like meetings. The reason I got chewed out pretty bad in the question, the random discussion group that's like questions and conversations or whatever, because my first question was, is the TA going to be available to us, and what do we do if we can't get in contact with her? Because my last semester TA, she was supposed to be in our classes. She was supposed to answer our questions for the teacher. So the teacher didn't really have to do anything, and the TA did everything. My group, for the life of us, could not get in contact with her. She ignored our email. She would not respond to texts or calls or anything. And so that was my question. And my teacher was, or our teacher was like, I have personally worked with this TA and she does fabulous. And I was like, it wasn't like an insult, I swear. So I think we're going to have
no,
a
you're just
lot
trying to
more.
set yourself up to get help if you need it. And I'm thinking the same thing. I just want to think, okay, what's our plan of action when this gets really complicated?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
well,
You
can
could
we
also
invite her
blame-
to sit in?
I would assume that we would be able to invite her to sit in if we have any issues. What I would do is when you're doing your study, like your individual preparation, if you have like what you would say is more issues than usual, maybe send her an email and say, hey, or I'm going to get a text group started so that we can all text each other when we're doing our things, or, you know, if something comes up, we can all adjust our meeting or whatever. So if you guys start having problems and we all start having problems, somebody can email her and let her know, or text her and let her know.
Okay.
And maybe ask if
That
she
sounds
would
great.
come. So,
Okay.
Yeah,
That sounds
about
great.
the TA sitting in on the meetings, he said that she would send us or he would, I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, that they'd send us an email telling us when they were going to sit in on our meetings, so we need to look for that.
yep.
Before we do meetings and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet.
Okay. Well, thanks so much. I look forward to working with you guys.
We did great.
Yeah, you did good. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you on Thursday.
See ya.
You too.